So, hello. Um, this is Christmas Eve morning, and this is Kathy Cassidy's special non-Sunday Book Club message for you. Last Sunday's Sunday Book Club was recorded the day before. It was recorded on the Saturday, just before we heard that we would be having all sorts of new restrictions and new rules. So everything's changed since then. We're now in Tier 4 in Wales, and it's the same for much of the south of England and other areas too. And I think on Boxing Day there'll be more changes. So basically we're looking at a really different kind of Christmas. And to those who are alone or unable to see much loved family and friends, and to those with friends and relatives who are ill, or to those who are feeling unwell themselves, anybody who's feeling sad or stressed or low, to those running around in circles, trying harder than ever really to try to make sure everything is perfect, trying to conjure up this mythical perfect Christmas. Yeah, I just think I send you all a big invisible hug. So take a moment, close your eyes, and if you hear a little whisper or a little rustle, maybe that could be the hug landing, because I do feel your pain. I understand how you're feeling. Happy Christmas too to all of my readers, old and new, to everybody on Sunday Book Club, because and the YouTube channel in general, really, because this year you have helped to keep me afloat, and I really feel that I've made new friends thanks to you guys. So also to anybody who has commented, liked, shared and spread the word in general, to those little YouTube messages and readings and Sunday Book Club vlogs, and to my pals as well who watch along. I love you and I miss you like mad. Happy Christmas, everybody. And yeah, I'm a little bit sad and heavy and nostalgic for years gone by, but some things have helped, and for me it's still walking. Yesterday I went for a walk in torrential rain with the dogs, and I saw Santa driving an ice cream van, and there was a little queue of socially distanced people with umbrellas queuing for ice cream, and I saw him serving a lovely cornet with a flake and red sauce to a little boy in a tiger onesie. And it kind of made me think, well, yeah, it's a very weird and different kind of Christmas, but the magic is still there if you look for it, even now. So I wanted to say thanks to Eliane and Gavin, because thanks to their suggestions, I restarted my learning of Welsh after my first attempt definitely crashed and burned. And this time I'm learning with Duolingo, and it's a lot more fun and manageable for me. So thank you for that. That's something else that I've managed to kind of do, which makes me feel a bit better. I've also been wanting to do more art again for a little while, and randomly a few days ago I decided I would paint the staircase, and you can see some strange colours behind me, and if I move, I wonder if I can move my head, if you can see there is the start blocking out of what will be a tawny owl. Hold on, I'm trying to adjust this. And behind me, not sure if you can see that either, there's the blockings out of a little fox. And down to the side of me, and I'm definitely not going to try and show you that, I've blocked out a hare running as well. So interestingly, I decide to paint the bit of the hallway that's right behind the Christmas tree. So every day I'm kind of moving the Christmas tree out and then moving it back and doing a bit of painting, and yeah, it's all a bit crazy, but it's made me very happy, and I think it's going to look really cool when it's finished. So I also wanted to say, Helen from the YouTube channel asked if I would share some Christmas traditions, and I have already shown you the Christmas tree, and I've shown you the homemade tree fairy at the top of the tree, but I thought I would maybe share a couple more. I wanted to show you the old woolen stockings that we hang from the fireplace on Christmas Eve night, and I love this. I've been doing this with my husband ever since we first started doing Christmases together, when we first got together. there's always a little bit of chocolate, an orange and little silly presents in there. So that's one tradition that will be going ahead tonight. Some things will be different, but we always leave a mince pie and a glass of whiskey for Santa, and a carrot for the reindeer, because why wouldn't you? And the other tradition is not so much a Christmas tradition as a New Year tradition, but I wanted to show you this. It's something I didn't do this year, and I really wished I had, and I will definitely be doing next year. And it's this. It's what I call a happy jar of happy thoughts, and it just happens to be quite a pretty vintage jar with a nice little kind of fancy lid that we found in a junk shop once, and yeah, it's nice. But because last year we moved house not long before Christmas, I think I put the happy jar in a drawer, didn't really think too much about it. And there are several of them as well. This one, actually, I'd saved up lots and lots of happy thoughts from our years when we were living on the Wirral in Birkenhead. So I opened it this morning. What the idea is, you have a jar, any jar at all, and every day or every time you can think of one, you write something happy down that happened that day and fold it up and put it into the jar. And this particular jar, because I do have several as I've explained, has some memories from a few years ago, from when we were living by Birkenhead Park, and life was very, very different than it is now. Not an easy time in my life, quite a stressful and difficult time. But I decided I like to keep the memories, the little bits of memories that you know, and occasionally, I hardly ever look at them, but I kind of thought maybe one day when I'm really old and grey, I'll like looking through those memories. Well, today, because I wanted to show you the memory jar, and I wanted to show you a pretty one, the nice fancy one that came from the junk shop, I did have a little dip in it, and I looked, and some of those memories are so beautiful. They're just simple things, but lovely. And I thought I'd read you some of them that have come out of the memory jar. So one is 7 cygnets in the park in May. And then I've got the kids who come to my book signings. And the Christmas tree. How cool is that? It's right behind me and it still makes me really happy. And then another one is seeing the heron at 6:45 in the morning in the mist beside the lake. I love the heron. That makes me happy because I see a heron here in Wales as well and love it just as much. One is when the Gigis came to stay, and that's a group of my friends, Lal, Lely and Lorraine, and I'm hoping to be able to see them again next year. And this one made me laugh because this is just so silly. Being told I can do a good shoulder balance in yoga. You can tell that's a couple of years ago now, but I'd like that to be something I can maybe achieve again in 2021. Next one is Caitlin singing Song for the Sea in Liverpool Central Station, and she was doing that for a competition. It's one of my favourite of her songs of all. And then this one actually has the date on it. It's the 1st of the 1st, 2013, and it says, watching Forrest Gump all snuggled on sofas on New Year's Day with people I love, Liam, Cal, Helen, Mel, Dave and Megan. Lovely, lazy, perfect way to welcome 2013. And then this one just happens to be the last one I've picked up. Seeing Kelpie run in the park, and Kelpie is my old dog who's not with us anymore. She was the best. So those are such happy memories, and my plan is to start another jar and make sure that 2021 is full of happy memories, because it's all about just focusing on the good stuff and trying not to focus so much on the horrid stuff and the stressy stuff. And I hope that you can do that too. I hope you can make Christmas the best it possibly can be in these weird and difficult and stressful times. And I hope that this Christmas there will be fewer masks and more antlers and Santa hats. And I wish you all a really happy Christmas. And I'm going to do a little Sunday book club in the middle of January, because there is a book I really, really want to tell you about that is awesome. So I will see you then. But until then, have a beautiful, beautiful time. Thank you all. I love you loads. Take care.